The team is ready at the starting gate here at 8:58 a.m. on Tuesday, June 30th. It's 68 indoors, 75 outdoors, and we did put the air conditioner so we could get a head start on this heat wave. So we cooled off the house for now, even though it's gorgeous outside. It's not really that bad yet, but I can really feel the humidity building. And we say Tuesdays are good if you can get them because they've been the best day of the week so many times in the last couple of years. And today's not bad. However, there's some smoke in the sky, and there's a chance that there could be a tornado in Vermont or Western Massachusetts today. It's an extreme pattern, and it's always worse somewhere else. I don't know where to begin. That triple point low pressure system yesterday in South Dakota, we talked about that tornado warning in South Dakota at sunrise yesterday when it was snowing in Montana. Well, here are the damage reports from that storm that went from south to north across South Dakota yesterday. There was a wind gust to 131 miles per hour in a thunderstorm. It was a straight line wind with the power of an EF2 tornado. So it doesn't take always a tornado to cause the damage. On the west side of that storm, the snow has ended, and the big sky, even down there at lower elevations, nice, beautiful wintry scene on June 29th. Big sky at the base picked up about a half a foot of snow. And then that station we looked at yesterday that was at 16, Dark Horse Lake in Jackson, Montana, snow total final number 21 inches of snow. And as I mentioned yesterday, the new snow year begins tomorrow. The snow year runs July 1st to June 30th. And it is not snowing in the lower 48 this morning. That storm that generated it was a triple point low over South Dakota. That low has continued to deepen, and it now has a central pressure down below 990 millibars. So another incredibly powerful storm. And unfortunately, way down on the south side where it's just plain windy and too dry, there was an evacuation notice sent out to the entire village of Beulah, Colorado, as the fire roared down the mountain with winds gusting more than 100 miles an hour down the hill. How scary is that? No word of injuries, and we have not heard from Beulah yet this morning. And the national advisories, watches, and warnings over Colorado, you see the pink is the continued fire danger. And then that little green spot is that evacuation notice for Pueblo County, Colorado. Not the whole county, but the town of Beulah. And then all around it, we have the dark, sort of cranberry-ish color, extreme heat warnings in effect in much of the nation, from the Great Lakes all the way down to the southeastern United States. And the excessive heat warning going up in much of New England is for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I think it's going to be necessary on Saturday as well, as temperatures are going to go pretty close to 100 degrees for those 3 days in a row. So heat wave probably begins in New England today, in western New England, where they're going to have the strongest thunderstorms. The satellite image this morning showed the kind of smoky sky we had over the region last night. Oh yeah, we'll have to show the moon in a moment. And a fog bank over Cape Cod. That fog is back with the dew point in the mid-60s and the water temperature in the 60s. And that fog is burning off. And then you have the towering cumulonimbus supercell left over from yesterday's thunderstorms coming across Ontario. They're going to re-strengthen and come at New England and come down from north to south during the day today, as our upper level flow is from Canada. And as we talked about much of last week, the heat has gone first into Canada and then is going to come down into New England. This happens sometimes, and usually it's not as humid in those kind of heat waves, but we're going to have a decent amount of humidity also. The moon last night, Rob Wright at Pine Point, aptly named, and he said the smoke added texture to this image, the smoke from those fires out there, both in Colorado and Canada, kind of all coming at New England. The smoke is going to dissipate, and the moon's going to come up a little bit later tonight. Thank you, Rob Wright, always there with your camera. So many people, so many family and friends sending in pictures of the moon. And I can't really see the moon because our house faces the opposite way, and you have to look towards the southeastern sky tonight around just past 9 p.m. for the second day of the strawberry moon. And there's going to be lightning and thunder happening at the same time in parts of New England. There is a severe storm prediction center tornado outlook that has a 5% chance of a tornado in that brown shaded area in the Champlain Valley of Vermont, New York, and near Montreal. And then that shade goes all the way down into southern Vermont as just a slight less than 2% chance of a tornado, mostly west of the Connecticut River. Today, the national radar this morning doesn't show any flooding for a change. It did show some severe weather in Minnesota, and some of those storms that are coming across Ontario out of the Great Lakes, those are the ones that are going to come in here and also regenerate right over us today with the heating of the sun. We're going to have several rounds of thunderstorms, and today will be the 14th day in a row with some rain somewhere in New England. Yesterday there was one tiny little downpour that just happened to clip you, Kate, in Dartmouth there, and that was coming down just on the east side of Narragansett Bay. That one was moving from north to south pretty quickly. I didn't really get any rainfall reports in there, but it did rain yesterday to verify. Only a tiny little spot, though, in New England got rain yesterday, but it keeps the streak of days in a row with at least some rain in New England going. We pause for egrets, and we will show the HRRR is the model of choice for trying to estimate when and where these thunderstorms are coming at us. And the clock again in the upper left goes by Greenwich Universal Time, and it's called Zulu. The military calls it Z. And so you see those storms coming in there this afternoon by 18Z, one batch of showers and thunderstorms coming right down along the 570 thickness line from north to south. So those 570 and those red lines kind of line up with the upper level flow up around 15 to 20,000 feet. And so those storms are moving right along. So don't expect flash flooding, but you can have a quick burst of wind past 60 miles an hour. And again, the threat for a tornado, one decaying as it comes into western Massachusetts as the sun goes down. There's more coming across northern Vermont, so a couple of rounds of showers and storms. Another one there looks pretty serious around midnight. Wow, holding together. That's that nocturnal convection in Vermont. And then tomorrow shows some thunderstorms trying to reform near Cape Cod, doesn't it? And you see, I don't know if you can tell, but the 582 thickness was showing up over there over New York. That's only going to show up during the day. And now the storms that were moving from north to south are going to start moving from west to east as we get into the hot zone, and our upper level flow is going to come from the west. This stops now at 2 a.m. on Thursday. So you don't see the 582 line there because it's the middle of the night. Again, the thickness, the higher those numbers, the hotter the atmosphere, and we get the 576 right over us. So those nights with those thunderstorms, we're going to have temperatures probably staying around 80 in the cities on Friday morning and Saturday morning. We can look at the sort of more detailed weather.us forecast for Boston, and the red line is the temperature. The blue line is the dew point, and notice how the temperature goes down a little bit at night. The dew point comes up above 70, but then as the temperature goes up, especially Thursday and Friday, the red line and the blue line go in opposite directions. So the dew point actually comes down into the 60s during the afternoon with a flow from the west-northwest in the Boston area as the temperature goes up to 100 on both Thursday. Friday morning, the temperature and dew point come together. Well, they don't come together completely, but the dew point goes up into the 70s and the temperature only gets down to about 80 on Friday morning. And you see that electric lightning bolt with the exclamation and the triangle. That indicates the chance for a powerful thunderstorm, and that's just pinpoint for Boston. This is the GFS, and then it shows Saturday also near 100 degrees in the afternoon. And then look at the temperature go down to 72 as the sun goes down because there's going to be a shower and a thunderstorm cooling us off. And I just can't imagine the day in Boston sitting out there at 100 degrees and the dew point near 70 and the threat for a thunderstorm. No, thank you. But it's a celebration of the 250th. And I have seen the pops and the fireworks before, but not for this kid this year. And that did show the temperature going back down below 90 on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. I think that was a little too cool. And I think these animals are a little too cool. That's why I stopped and talked about the animals instead of the temperature. So the heat wave is probably going to start today in western New England and not end until about Sunday. So a 4 to 6 day heat wave with some record challenging high temperatures and record challenging high low temperatures. So we'll take this. We did a surf report. Beck, he's standing on a pile of snow in Vermont where they had a solstice session. They stockpiled some snow and saved it. And Beck was standing on some snow in northern Vermont talking about the beach weather in New England. It was fogged in on Cape Cod this morning, but that fog is burning. And there is a very small, long period ground swell today. Nice day at the beach. And I heard about the beach closures there with the sewage spill in the Merrimack River around New Hampshire, Massachusetts seacoast border. Oh, that's horrible. But you don't really want to sit on the beach if it's 100 degrees, do you? You can put your foot in the water, but it's going to be a tough one. I'm not looking forward to this heat wave at all. Let's go to the GFS and see how it times out. And you get the flow coming up, those fires burning out of control in Colorado, and no help for them, but that smoke gets integrated in the jet stream, so you have a chance of showers and thunderstorms and a smoky sunset here again tonight. And then the low pressure systems are going to be tracking to our north. That strong storm in Canada that was a sub 990 millibar low kind of stalls and breaks into pieces. And the high pressure over the mid-Atlantic states is pumping the heat up along the Mississippi River, up the Appalachians, and right into New England with those off and on thunderstorms. And you see by day during Friday, the 582 thickness shows up from Pennsylvania to Connecticut. Incredibly unstable. The lifted index in Vermont over the next couple of days goes down to minus 12 degrees Celsius. So even though we're not all getting storms, when the storms do come in, they're going to have tremendous lightning and downpours and possible damaging winds. Saturday, the front is getting across northern New England. Our thickness starts coming down a little bit, but in southern New England, it's still 95 to 100 with spot showers and thunderstorms. We're not going to be able to pinpoint that. Even during that day, we're not going to have to do it. It's going to be a play-by-play Independence Day. Fireworks by Mother Nature and man-made. And Sunday, we start to get on the cooler side of the front. I still think we're probably close to 90 in southern New England along I-90. And you do get the high pressure now building in Canada. And if you look at the very far upper right there, look at that 540 thickness. That's the cold enough for snow up in the sky in northeastern Canada. Not coming our way, but we are going to tap some much cooler air, more comfortable air coming into most of New England with lower humidity, and a heat-breaking front does look like it is through here by Monday and Tuesday. And that front's going to stall to our south with warm front trying to come back north at us again next Wednesday. And we're going to go out now to Thursday, July 9th. And the front has lifted into New England, and we're back on the warmer side of the front with about a 10-12 millibar low pressure system to our north. So that means our air is coming back from the west-southwest, and that 576 thickness is not too far away. So the 570 is right over us, so back to near 90 again by the beginning of the second week of July. But hopefully what's happening here this first week of July is going to be the worst of the heat that we have all summer long. Hoping that. We had a marginal heat wave here. It was close in April, wasn't it? And then we had one the fourth week of June. And now we're getting another one here to start July, but not today. What's going on, Rex? What is that noise? Oh, I don't know what I hear, but you probably can't hear it because it's the umbrella going up. Yep, it's the neighbors putting up their umbrella so they can sit outside in the shade. Yes, we have some umbrellas. We're going to have to deploy some umbrellas for the sun. I don't think we're going to get too much rain here, but keep an eye on the sky. Those thunderstorms today are the real deal, and next several days, and you know the drill. These heat waves. Ducks, baby ducks. Yesterday's weather today. We start on Cape Cod and end up in Weymouth. And really appreciate all your comments and helping me with the bird identification and what your weather is. Rick did get hailed on the other day. Kate got rained on yesterday. And the baby ducks are passing by the hull of the white boat as the animals listen to me and my soothing voice. Hopefully this is a somewhat calming and informative video. Yesterday's weather today. And more. And more. Good morning for kayaking. Singing birds. There's a kayaker. Obstructed view seating for me. Not a cloud in the sky. You can make out a little bit of the smoke on the horizon. Kids on bicycles and the power mower on the other side of the yard. Oh, there's another kayaker. Where's T-Rex? There he is. Let's get the pep back in his step. No, Rex, we're not going underneath the mower. Come on. Ready. Are these considered tiger lilies? I'm not sure. They're pretty lilies. Either way. The rescue guard. A lot of work to do around here. Regular daylilies. Rasta. And I neglected to mention that we have a full strawberry moon this evening, which is now last evening. And I didn't plant them here, but there's a bunch of wild strawberries that have actually already gone by. How's the strawberry patch in your backyard doing? There's my harvest from South Dennis Farm. 1P. Huh. I don't think the bunnies like pepper plants, so we'll try a couple of peppers anyway. I had 1P for lunch. And check it out. I did get a strawberry on the day of the strawberry moon. Look at the size of that thing. Oh yeah. Cut that in half and split it with T-Rex. No, I'm just gonna eat it. I did eat it, and it tastes awesome. Is there another one? I assume bunnies eat most of those. Oh, there's another one. The world's smallest strawberries. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that your strawberry? Or maybe yours? I got it. The bunnies got the rest. You're on your own. Go find an acorn. Back to the Gulf of Weymouth. 7 o'clock. Gorgeous. Temperature indoors and out is 73. Steve really missed us. He's been meowing up a storm. Were we more enthusiastic going out the door this morning? Is it Tuesday? Is it good if you can get it? So the air is coming from the northeast right now just a little bit, which is nice. The more air we can get coming from the northeast, the cooler we will stay adjacent to the ocean. But I think it's going to be mostly an offshore flow. And you can definitely make out some smoke by the disk of the sun. We'll let it get a little lower before we do the music and the time lapse. The moon's going to come up over there, so we're not really going to see that. Did you see it? Did I lift any images of the professional photographers getting the moonrise? The strawberry moon? School's out forever. Jump. Planes are taking off toward the northeast and then turning south. So this is probably the last of the onshore flow for a while, which feels so good, doesn't it, Steve? Incoming heat. Probably not 90 here on our Tuesday. Is good if you can get it. But western New England likely is 90. A little bit of smoke in the sky. Let's play it out. Time lapse. Time. Here in Weymouth. Some of those mid and high level clouds first thing in the day. Kind of moving along swiftly from northwest to southeast, I believe. Revealing a mostly clear sky and some smoke on the water. Not really. Up in the sky as the sun went down, which is a little bit after when I'm making this video. Two boats obeying the no wake zone. Gull and Cape Cod. Just a gorgeous day. Got kind of hot. Somewhat productive day. Harvesting those miniature strawberries. Putting in a couple of pepper plants. And yes, Steve will be joining us on Cape Cod this summer. There are changes afoot, as there is always change afoot. Temperature's going up, humidity's going up, sun's going down, moon's coming up, but we're not looking at it, but maybe we got an image from somebody else. And our back to work Monday. Very nice. Thank you for watching and commenting, and we'll talk to you tomorrow, Wednesday, the day to make the call on the Independence Day weekend forecast. Thanks for watching.